Try something. Stand up. Raise both arms above your head. Now reach as high as you possibly can. Higher. A little higher. Feel the pull running through your shoulders, your ribs, your spine. Now relax. What you just felt was not flexibility, at least not in the way most people think, because that sensation was not coming from your muscles alone. It was coming from a hidden system that may influence how fast your body ages. And the strange part is that most people don't notice this system until it starts failing. When they're young, it moves silently in the background. When they're older, it announces itself every morning. When they bend down to tie their shoes. When they get out of bed. When they turn their head too quickly. When they reach for something on a high shelf. Suddenly, movement feels different. Heavier. Tighter. More expensive. Most people assume this is simply age. A natural consequence of getting older. But what if that's backwards? What if many of the things we associate with aging are actually consequences of something else? Something mechanical, something physical, something happening inside the architecture of the body itself. Because here's what scientists are beginning to understand. Aging is not only a chemical story, it is also a physics story. And that story begins in a place most people have never heard of. Not the muscles, not the bones, not even the joints. It begins inside a hidden network that connects all of them together. Imagine a suspension bridge. At first glance, most people notice the roadway, the cars, the towers. But the real structure lives somewhere else, in the cables. Thousands of strands distributing force through the entire system. Without those cables, the bridge collapses. Your body works in a surprisingly similar way. Most people think muscles create movement, and they do. But muscles don't operate alone. Every muscle is wrapped in connective tissue. Every organ is wrapped in connective tissue. Every nerve is wrapped in connective tissue. Even individual muscle fibers are wrapped in connective tissue. Together, these layers form a continuous body-wide network. A network so extensive that if every organ disappeared tomorrow, this framework would still preserve the shape of your body. Scientists call this network fascia. And for decades, it was treated as little more than biological packaging. A wrapper, a filler. Something useful, but unimportant. But that assumption turned out to be spectacularly wrong. Because fascia doesn't simply surround structures. It connects them. And anything that connects everything becomes extremely important. Here's where it gets interesting. Researchers now believe fascia may be one of the body's largest sensory organs. A communication network, a force distribution network, a hydration network, and possibly one of the most important structures involved in physical aging. Imagine pulling one corner of a spider web. The movement doesn't stay in one place. The entire structure responds. Tension travels across every strand. The body behaves similarly. When you stretch your calf, the effect isn't isolated to the calf. Mechanical forces spread through fascial chains that extend far beyond the original movement. This means stretching is doing something much bigger than lengthening muscle fibers. It's changing force patterns throughout the body, and cells are paying attention, because cells are not blind. They constantly monitor their environment, not only chemically, mechanically. They measure pressure, compression, tension, stretch, every second. Scientists call this mechanosensing, and it changes everything. Because the moment a cell feels force, it begins making decisions. Should I repair? Should I remodel? Should I strengthen? Should I conserve resources? Should I prepare for movement? The answer depends partly on the mechanical information arriving from surrounding tissue, which means something remarkable. Movement is not just movement. Movement is information. And information changes biology. But that raises an even bigger question. If cells depend on movement-related information, what happens when that information gradually disappears? What happens after years of sitting, years of reduced mobility, years of moving through smaller and smaller ranges of motion? The answer may explain why aging often looks mechanical, long before it looks biological. Think about the last time you sat completely still for several hours. Maybe at a desk, maybe in a car, maybe scrolling on your phone. Nothing seemed wrong. You weren't injured. You weren't sick. Yet when you finally stood up, something felt different. The body resisted. The first few steps felt awkward. The movement felt rusty, almost as if your body had forgotten how to move. But here's the strange part. Muscles don't become significantly weaker after a few hours of sitting. So what exactly changed? The answer lives at a scale too small to see, deep inside the tissue itself. Because every moment you spend motionless, tiny physical changes begin accumulating throughout the body. Not dramatic changes, microscopic ones. But aging is often the story of microscopic changes repeated millions of times. And these changes affect something every cell depends on: space. Most people imagine cells packed tightly together like bricks in a wall. Reality looks very different. Your cells live inside an environment, a three-dimensional landscape filled with fluid, proteins, signaling molecules, and structural fibers. Imagine millions of tiny islands floating inside an enormous biological sea. That sea delivers nutrients, removes waste, transports information, regulates repair, supports survival. Without it, cells cannot function. Scientists often describe this environment as the extracellular matrix. And despite the complicated name, its purpose is surprisingly simple. It allows cells to communicate with the world around them. But communication requires movement. Fluid must flow. Nutrients must travel. Waste must leave. Signals must spread. And this is where stillness becomes surprisingly important, because fluids do not move efficiently through compressed tissue. Imagine a busy city where roads slowly begin narrowing. At first, traffic still moves, a little slower perhaps, but eventually, congestion appears. Deliveries arrive late. Waste removal falls behind. Communication slows. The city still functions, but not as efficiently as before. Something similar happens inside the body. When tissue loses movement, the environment surrounding cells gradually becomes less dynamic, less fluid, less adaptable, less responsive. And this creates a problem most people never think about. Because cells are not only influenced by chemistry, they are influenced by pressure. What if cells can actually feel? Not emotions, not thoughts. Force, pressure, stretch, compression. What if every cell in your body is constantly listening to the mechanical world around it? Because if that's true, then stretching is doing something far more powerful than increasing flexibility. It's delivering information directly to the cells themselves. And what happens next is where the story becomes extraordinary. Because cells contain structures specifically designed to detect force. Tiny biological sensors that convert physics into biology. And once those sensors activate, the entire tissue begins to change. Imagine pressing your finger against a light switch. A tiny physical movement produces a much larger effect. The same principle exists inside your cells. Embedded within their membranes are specialized proteins that respond to mechanical force, stretch the tissue, compress the tissue, change the tension, and these proteins react instantly. Scientists call this process Mechanotransduction, a complicated word for a simple idea. Cells convert physical force into biological instructions. The moment tissue stretches, cells receive a message, not through language, not through hormones, through mechanics. The force itself becomes the signal. Genes activate. Repair pathways change. Protein production shifts. The cell begins adapting to the environment it detects. And here's why this matters for aging. A cell living in an environment that experiences regular movement receives a very different set of instructions than a cell trapped in chronically stiff tissue. One receives signals associated with adaptability. The other receives signals associated with rigidity. One receives reminders that movement is required. The other begins preparing for a world where movement is no longer expected. And over years, those instructions accumulate. The tissue slowly becomes what the cells believe it needs to become, which raises an even bigger question. If stretching changes cellular behavior, can it influence the systems responsible for repair? Can it affect circulation, inflammation, recovery, maybe even aging itself? The answer leads directly into one of the most overlooked forces in human biology: fluid. Because the next mechanism isn't happening inside the cells, it's happening around them. And it may explain why people often feel younger immediately after a good stretch, long before any structural changes occur. Think about the last time you sat completely still for several hours. Maybe at a desk, maybe in a car, maybe scrolling on your phone. Nothing seemed wrong. You weren't injured. You weren't sick. Yet when you finally stood up, something felt different. The body resisted. The first few steps felt awkward. The movement felt rusty, almost as if your body had forgotten how to move. Muscles don't become significantly weaker after a few hours of sitting, and it may explain why people often feel younger.